Good afternoon, everyone. This press conference serves as an update for the public on the situation regarding yesterday's incident involving our firefighters. As most of you know, York City Fire Department lost two of our brothers, Ivan Flashka and Zachary Anthony, and two others, Assistant Chief Greg Altland and Eric Swanson, were injured. These four firefighters were heroically battling hot spots that persisted as a result of a fire that began almost 16 hours before. Since releasing this information last night, we've received hundreds of calls, texts, and social media messages from across the country from people sharing their support for the friends, families, and the fellow firefighters of the fallen. Today, representatives from the International Association of Firefighters are on hand to help assist our local union in providing services to our families. The IAFF will also be working with the families and supporting organizations to coordinate any memorial services to be held at a later date. We have no further information yet on these services and their times. York Professional Firefighters, IAFF Local 627, have set up a GoFundMe page to raise money to assist the families of Ivan, Zachary, Greg, and Eric with anything they need. That's only been up for a few hours, and we already have $12,000, $12,385 as of a few minutes ago. The link to the GoFundMe page is on the City of York website and also on all the city social media accounts. We also have been made aware of two candlelight vigils that have been planned. The first will be held at 8 p.m. tonight at the corner of Walnut Street and Broad Street. Parking is available at the Good School. This vigil is being organized by the residents there on Walnut Street. The second vigil, organized by the Southern Pennsylvania Incident Network, will be held at the Good School tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And I want to apologize ahead of time for being unavailable for this event. I did just learn that Representative Carol Hill Evans will be available. On behalf of the City of York, the York City Fire Department, and the people of York, words cannot express our appreciation to everyone who has reached out to us during this dark time. Earlier today, a site safety plan was developed for 127 North Broad Street, and here to talk about this is City of York Emergency Coordinator Cody Santiago. After his statement, we will not be answering any further questions regarding the investigation of the site. Please direct all questions to the ATF, who has taken over that investigation. Thank you. Cody?
Good afternoon. This morning we decided that it would be in the responders' best interest, as well as the future investigation and for the community's best interest, to implement a site safety plan for the scene from yesterday. Very basic things like wearing personal protective equipment like helmets, setting a hard perimeter away from the structure so that it's safe enough to walk around, and just letting everybody know where they can and can't be. We just had a fencing company. Able Fencing was just there to set up fencing so that we can clearly identify where the hard perimeter is the entire way around the facility. And that is still in the process of being completed. We did have some heavy machinery come in today. There were some questions about power in the area. We are going to have to de-energize the power in that area for some period of time to maneuver this equipment. So I don't have all the information on that right now, but just wanted to let everybody know about that. So that's all I have.
Do you want to share anything more as we did this morning?
I'd just like to speak a little bit about the firefighters, who they were, and what they meant to us in our city. I did get asked earlier, talk a little bit about those firefighters, and they're both great. They're both great firefighters. Different personalities, which was great. Which is what was great about them. Ivan Falancha, very laid-back guy. Never got rattled. Never got excited. Whether he was going to a structure fire, or a trash fire, or always very, very, very calm. Zach was our jokester. Everything he said was funny. People like to be around him. Just a great all-around fun guy. People enjoyed working with him. But what they did have in common is they were both great, dedicated firefighters. And for that, we're going to miss them. The mayor mentioned some of the support that we've been receiving, and we cannot say enough, thanks enough of all that we have received. We have been people reaching out to us in our community, in our city, fire departments from around the country, people dropping food off. There's flowers up at our stations. There's individually, but thank you. It's that support that's going to get us through this. And again, thank you for that.
I'm Bill Sleeger with the IFF, Local 6.7 here. Just like to echo the chief's sentiments and thank everyone for the donations and reaching out to us. Again, the city working through this, and we appreciate everything, so thank you.
I did want to mention one other thing, in that Chad Taylor of Live called me up this morning. They have their place around the corner there, and he's helping out. We didn't mention much, but there are some displaced families because of the danger surrounding that unstable building, and he's helping us take care of that. And I really wanted to kind of give some acknowledgement to him, because he called first thing this morning saying anything he could do, he would do.
He's helping to house them?
Helping to pay some expenses, yes. And we'll take any questions.
How are the two firefighters that were in the hospital? They're still there? Are they back home?
They are still there. They're doing as well as can be expected. But they're talking. They're good.
Are the residents without power there now? And how long do you expect that all those residents are going to be? I know you said you couldn't really.
No, sure, I can go into that a little bit. Currently, to my knowledge, they are not without power. They have power right now. We had a conversation with MedEd this morning that at some point this weekend we will have to cut off power so that we can maneuver the equipment around that's necessary for the investigation. In talking with the engineers and in talking with the ATF, it sounds that it's going to be around a week that these people are going to be displaced because of the investigation, and because it's going to take that amount of time to do it. So we expect it to be around a week. It could be more, it could be less. That's really all I know at this point. But at some point this weekend,
Number of displaced?
I don't. Do you have a total number? I know of one unit. I don't know the total number.
I currently know of 9 individuals, 2 families, but I also there may be 2 other families. You have to understand there was quite a bit of chaos, and we had multiple people taking over the scene. So we're trying to gather all that information right now. They were being helped. 2 families were being helped directly by the Red Cross, but there is some concern that there might have been 2 other families.
Other fire departments have been kind of helping out, in the meantime.
Absolutely.
Staffing. How long do you think that will be going on?
Talk about that. I forgot to mention this earlier, and I wanted to end my statement with this. We have had an overwhelming response on scene, away from the scene, with anything that we need help with. Not just with help on the scene, but with anything. So I just want to thank everybody that has offered or that has been to the scene or been to the stations that have helped out with anything. It has been a tremendous amount of help to the entire department, and especially to us on scene trying to organize ourselves. So from all of the neighboring departments to all of the companies and departments that helped us throughout the county yesterday, today, we are so grateful for the response that we've had from them. So.
Are your stations being manned by outside firefighters?
Yeah, currently what we are in, again, working with our IFF reps. We do have other firefighters in our stations, in all the stations. And for several reasons. First of all, today, Zach and Ivan went for the autopsies to Lehigh Valley. We had our firefighters escort them. So we let them do that and still had coverage, made sure that the city had coverage. The firefighters, Zach was on what we call our D platoon, Ivan was on our B, and both those shifts are working today. D worked today, B comes in tonight. So again, it was important for us that their shift members, that their fellow firefighters go with them. So again, we've health has been reached out. Lancaster City, Harrisburg City, Chambersburg, Hanover. I know I'm going to miss some, but yeah, we do have a lot of help, and again, we'll fill our stations to make sure that we do have fire protection in the city as we work through this.
Chief, how are
Yeah,
the family? Chief, how are the families holding up?
I did want to add something there, and that was that while our so what we've set up is that our stations are being manned by assisting fire companies, and our firefighters are able to choose now whether or not they want to come to work or whether they need time away. We felt that whatever they wanted, we wanted to make sure that we provided that opportunity.
Chief, can you kind of talk about how the families are holding up?
Yeah, so what we have done is we have put one of our firefighters as a liaison for each of the families. So we have somebody with that family all the time, and we want to meet any needs that they have, as big as it is or as little as it is. Picking someone up, waiting for the mail, signing for a package, whatever it may be, you can think of. We have somebody available for that family to say, hey, this is what I need. We want that, to give that family, let them know that we are here for them. So I guess they're holding up the best that they can, and we continue to provide the support that we can for them.
What does it mean for you, just seeing the outpouring from all the different departments and kind of showing how it really is a brotherhood, sisterhood,
Yeah.
in the service?
It means a lot, and as I've been saying, it's the support that's going to get us through this. One thing about firefighters is, we may not know someone, but everybody's a firefighter. And again, we've had firefighters here that they didn't know Zach, they didn't know Ivan, but they have that connection. And to just see them come in, again, they're coming in. May not be there to fill an assignment, but just to stop in and say hi and let us know that they're sorry and that they're thinking of us. So it means a lot. Again, it's what's going to get us through this.
Yesterday, when everybody was still waiting to see how bad it was going to be, it's my understanding that a bunch of retired firefighters started showing up at the stations. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Again, once word got out, and it got out quickly that we had firefighters that were seriously injured and on the way to the hospital, not only neighboring departments, firefighters from around the country, but our own retired firefighters. Some have been retired for years, 20, 25 years. They still have that connection. And they were some of the first ones there to the hospital to offer support to our members as well as to the family. Sorry.
For the donations, kind of how important is that, do you think, for these families, given the loss and maybe the time off for the ones that were hurt?
Yeah. Do you want to speak?
I don't have a lot of information on that, so I wouldn't want to say anything about that.
I guess the donations it's important for the family. There's going to be a lot of expenses now that, even we may not know it right now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, those expenses are going to pop up. And we just want to make sure that they have that comfort to know that there's help there and, they're able to try to continue to get their lives back to normal.
I know Ivan has kids,
Yeah.
the 3 girls. Does he have another group of kids, or is it just the 3?
Yeah, so Ivan has 3 daughters. He's married his wife Casey, and Casey has a son and a daughter. So 3 daughters, a stepdaughter, and a stepson.
What about Zach? I don't know about
Yeah, Zach had no children. Zach had a girlfriend. They were planning to get married. Zach's family, he's originally from the Poconos area. So yeah, he had a lot of family in that area who immediately came down last night, so they all made it here to be with him. So definitely, he was a family guy. He was loved by his family. Again, a young guy getting ready to get his life started with marriage and children.
And have you guys put together, I know that all of Ivan's commendations and stuff and Zach's, do you have a list at some
Yeah.
point you'll be able to provide us of the official list of all their awards and commendations?
Yeah. So what I have so far is Ivan did receive the 2004 Firefighter of the Year. Also in 2000, he was awarded for a rescue of a civilian from a fire on Queen Street. And also, I believe it was 2012, he was awarded for the rescue of a burn victim on, I believe that was Maple Street.
Let's do that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Zach, I don't have the list of his accomplishments. Ivan was about a 20-year, coming up on 20-year veteran with the department, and Zach was coming up on 7 years. It's 8 years with the department.
For Cody, I might have missed this. The equipment that's coming in later on, is that for demolition, or are they gonna be tearing the rest of this building down?
I can't comment on what its purpose is. I can just tell you that it is here. It's already arrived. It arrived about 1 p.m. today. It's a picker. They call it a picker. It looks like an excavator if you're familiar with what that is. So I can't comment on what it's going to be used for. I can only tell you what's there and when it was delivered. So.
Any idea how long the intersection is going to remain closed to traffic?
At least for a week.
At least a week.
Yeah, at least a week.
And that's on both sides of Broad. So Philly side and Chestnut side.
And Walnut through there too?
Yes, and Walnut is in the middle. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you all.